Hello, everybody. My name is Christian. I'm the host of the Disruptive Chef Entrepreneur Show. And today we're going to answer a question we get so often. How can I turn my passion into profits, as a culinarian? So this the group we probably get these questions the most of. So today, we're going to talk about how to transform your passion into profits as a culinarian. So, if you haven't done so, please like this episode or share it to somebody who can benefit from it. Also, if you don't mind, check your bell above there. Make sure you get notified that every time we come in and do a new show. So today I want to talk to you about how to transform passion into profits. And that's something which is really near and dear to me because I struggled with this for the longest time. So I was sitting here and saying, hey, I will do certain graphs and I have an iPad here. But then I had to think about that. You guys are driving. So if you're driving and you find value in today's conversation, please link below, send us a note, and we send you a full presentation on our masterclass we just hosted on how to transform passion into profit. So with that, let's get into it. So for me, the first thing you need to do, and let me tell you this maybe in the story from me. So the first thing I did, I went in and I said, hey, I'm really good at this, and this. And so I encourage you to make a list. The second thing you do, you ask 6 of your friends, and you've already heard this. It's called the 6-friend rule. And the 6-friend rule goes really simple. Hey, what do you think I'm really good at? You don't ask your family. You don't ask your spouses. So nobody of that. It needs to be good friends. And then you ask them these simple questions. And the simple questions are, what am I really good at? Why are we friends? And you ask that very same question 4 times. And so I did this with my friends, and what came down that I'm really good in teaching, that I always have the interest of my friends in mind, and that I get passion and that I get excitement about seeing you grow. So that was for me the biggest thing. So I encourage you guys to do that. And I forgot who taught me that, but it was the single best tool I learned. And for me, I have my first friend I called and I said, hey, what am I really good at? And he kind of was saying, hey, kind of making jokes about it. And then as we got in serious, I said to him, but why are we friends? And for me, it was eye-opening some of the answers I gotten. Because he said, hey, Christian, you're the most real person I know. Christian, you make me feel good. When I talk to you and when I'm down, I know I will feel better because it's just who you are. And then the final thing he said to me, because I know you have my interest in heart and you will do whatever you can to help me before you even help yourself. And for me, that was very emotional to do that. But it was the single best exercise of that. So if there's one thing you get from today's whole podcast is I encourage you to do what is called the friend test, and you do exactly that. So after you have that information, what are you good at? What are you passionate about? So then turning that into revenue is really easy. And it's easy in a way because it's easier to market towards that. It's easier to go after clients after that. If you start this as a side hustle or if you start this as a side business, it makes it just easier to go about. So, number one, you ask your friends, what are you good at? The second thing is you need to kind of outline what is it? What are my most profitable ideas? So you could run Facebook ads for a small business, or you could proofread books for somebody, or you could be a freelancer, or you could create recipes for somebody, or you can teach somebody how to cook. And then from there, you could help people with SAT. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you do. And especially if you do this as a side hustle, um, outline the three things which really connect with you. So if you feel you need some help, again, link below and send us a text and we're going to send you our presentation. And I think we have 45 ideas in there. And we help you on how to get really clear of what it is. So number one, you do your friends test. The second thing is you outline what you want to do. It's as simple as that. So, and then the third reason or the third thing you need to do is who can I sell it towards? So there is three rings you need to put on. And on the first one is, what are the things I love to do? And what are the things I'm passionate about? Ring number one. Ring number two, and you kind of overlap them, is what are my skills and what am I better at than anybody else? And the third one on the bottom is, what can I get paid for? And the reason you do this is then they have in the center who your perfect client is. So for an example, if the things I'm really good at is teaching, so I write this in it. Hey, what are my skills? I'm really good at teaching. I'm really good at breaking it down. I'm really good in getting people to get results. And then the final thing is I can get paid for that in teaching cooking classes. So now it's easy who to market to. If I know I want to do cooking classes and the three things I'm good at, and when you email us, we will send you the whole file. It makes so much sense because there's three questions you need to ask yourself afterwards. So, what do you love to do? And what are you really, really passionate about? Remember, you ask your friends or your 5 friends or 6 friends, what are you really passionate about? Then ask us, hey, what are my skills and what is my experience? And then the final thing is, what can I get paid for it? And then the center of that is your perfect client. So that's step number 3. So step number 1, you ask your 5, 6 friends, why are we really friends? And do not, and I encourage you, do not do this with your family. Don't do this with your spouse because they don't want you to fail. They don't want you to struggle. So they gotta say something which is not absolutely true. So I'm encouraging you to do your 5 or 6 friends. It's the best half hour you spend. And also for me, again, it made me or brought me even closer to my friends I have because the things they said I always knew, but they never told me. And that was eye opening. So, number one, you ask your friends, you do the 5 friend request. The second thing is you go through the list and find out what I'm good at. The third thing is, what can I get paid for? So, that's number 3. And then number 4 is really easy. We calling this the who, the what, and the why. So, who will you serve better than anybody else? What will you sell them or what will you teach them? And why should I come to the program? And in our program, we have 3 questions. What kind of life does my perfect client have? That's number 1. That's the who. The what is really simple. What problem do I solve for my clients? So really, really important. And 3 is why would that client do this with me? And if you or when you do this, you get really clear on saying, hey, my perfect client is staying at home moms which want to eat a healthier lifestyle. And then when you go in, hey, what is the problem you solve for them? You help them cut through the noise what is out there because there's so much information out there around eating healthier. So you help them not just cut through the noise, you teach them how to do it. And the final question is, the why is I'm eating healthier. I'm doing this. As you guys know, I had a severe life change back a few months ago. And for me, I honestly think the health is something we need to do more because I kind of took this for granted. So it's really, really important that you have this in there. And for me, everything I do today is has that health piece because at the end of the day, you probably heard it said, if you don't have your health, you have nothing. So really, really important. So level number 4 is the who, the what, and the why. Who do I serve? What do I serve them with? And why I'm better than anybody else. Okay. So I hope you're with me. Number 1 is you ask your clients or your friends the 5 friend rules. You go through the list and you can create your own list. What are you really good at? The third thing is when you go through that is what am I passionate about? What can only I do? And how can I get charged for it? And that's we call how to find your perfect client. And then question number 4 is really simple: is the who, the what, and the why. So now it gets easy. So now when you get into uh, number five, I call what is your superpower? What is a thing or 2 or 3 you hands down better than anybody else? And when you talk to your friends, you can ask that question. Hey, what is my superpower? What do you feel I'm better at than anybody else? What do you feel I do really, really well? And finding out your superpower for me, and I talk about it, I get goosebumps. For me, it was humbling because what I thought was my superpower is not what my friends taught me. What I thought my superpower is not what I'm really good at. And for me, it was more on what I thought I needed to do. So we moving on. The reason I'm doing this podcast, we don't want you to do something everybody else wants you to do. We want you to do something you're super passionate about because we want you to help you transform your passion into profits. And that's exactly how you do it. So number 5 is finding your superpower. And there's a few questions we have in there. What makes me better than others in whatever you decide to do? How am I different than most of the people? What unique characteristics do I have, which makes me extremely good in what you decide to do? And what do people compliment me on? That's for me, it's really, really big because sometimes what do you think your superpowers and what people compliment you on is absolutely different. So, and then also, what is the problem I can solve? And why is now the perfect time to do this? And that's for me the biggest reason or the biggest point of getting you to take action is why now? Why do I want to have this now? We have a tool we call 7 levels deep. And that tool, again, if you send us a note below, we send you that. And that's for me. I do this all the time, and I do this all the time. Hey, as I did this podcast this morning, I said, why do I want to do transforming passion into profits? Because there's so many people asking for it. There's so many people need it. And now more than ever, somebody needs a side hustle. So how about if that side hustle pays you $300, $500, $1,000, $2,000, or $5,000? How about if it just pays you enough to save up to go on vacation for your family? And how about if it pays you enough to have that car you always wanted? How about it pays you enough so you can pay your mortgage easier or put your kid through college? For me, that is the single most important question for you to ask. Why now? So that's step number 5. So step number 1 is you ask your friends. Step number 2, you go through the list. Step number 3 is you find out what you can pay for. Number 4 is you find your perfect client. Number 5 is what is my superpower? And then you create an irresistible offer around that. Because as you get clear what you want to do, if you clear on who my perfect client is, if you're clear why I want to do it, and if you're clear why now, making an irresistible offer is easy. And we have 3 questions in our master class format interview. So what is or what action can you teach your clients so they have results faster? The second question is, what action or price on my program will work and gets you what you need to go? And the final thing is, what will get your clients the results they're after? Because when I look at what people paying for speed and they pay for convenience. So now, if you help them to eat healthier, to stay with the same format as we had earlier, it makes it easier for you to market towards that, and it's easier to put that offer out there. And again, the offer is really easy. Hey, what action can you do, and what is some real results you can get by signing up for your program? What is the price, and what will you sell? Again, really, really clear. And what will give your clients the results they're after, like now? And that's as simple as that. You create the irresistible offer. And so for me, that's really it. So there's three additional things I want you to be aware of. So if you go through that framework we just outlined, is you need to ask yourself three additional questions. What is the desire? Why do I want to do what I just said here? Would I buy it? The second thing is, what is unique about this? And it doesn't need to be crazy unique. It could be, hey, I host a masterclass and you can watch this forever. If you sign up to my program, you can have lifetime access to that. So really simple. And then what is the solution? What will they get when they sign up with you? So really, really easy, because, hey, what can I do better? And what can I teach you to do cheaper than anything else? And that's really what it takes to build a new 6-figure business. And there's one final caveat. If there's something which I hopefully, or somebody would have told me a long time ago earlier about, is make yourself a 30-day calendar. This is what I will get done between day 1 and 10. This is what I get done between day 11 and 20. And then this is what I will get done on day 21 to 30. And now the caveat is, reach out to somebody. Say, hey, I want to do this. Can you be my accountability partner? We host a mastermind. It's called the House of Humans. If you want to come and be part of our group, we would love to have you. But having somebody who holds you to account, and somebody or a group which teaches you a few things, makes all the difference. For me, if there's one single thing I encourage anybody to do, is join a mastermind, join a group which has your interest in mind, and not just theirs. And that's as simple as it is. Talk to your friends. Make sure you're clear on what you want to do. What can you actually get paid for it? What is the clients looking for? Hey, what is my superpower? And then how am I going to deliver that irresistible offer? And what will I do from day 1 to day 30? It's as simple as that. So with that, I want to say thanks for being here today. Hopefully you found value in today's masterclass. If you wouldn't mind, go below, sign up, make sure that you get every new episode we put out there. Also, let us know, what did you resonate with what we talked about today? And then finally, send it to somebody you know can benefit from that. So with that, I want to say thanks for having us today. Thanks for being here today. And we see you at next masterclass. Thanks, everybody.